All right, so I'm gonna get right into it. Just left the gym, so obviously, literally just left. But I really wanted to get on here and share some information with you guys. Um, at least 3 or 4 times a week, I get someone that asks me about nutrition or asks me about the latest diet or the latest nutrition plan or what do I think is the best one. You got everything from paleo, keto, low carb, high carb. I mean, there's just so many options, intermittent fasting, so many different choices when it comes to nutrition. So what I want to do is I want to simplify it. I want to just take nutrition for people that are just looking for a easy way or a manageable way to get the results that you want, get your body in shape, maybe lose some weight, maybe lose some body fat, and just basically continue to progress. I want to give you a simplified way to do it. I'm not saying there's not good information out there, because there is. I'm a big fan. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, so I see it. There's a lot of good information out there, but there's a lot of information that's confusing. A lot of contradicting information. There's a lot of trainers out there and fitness professionals out there that basically are trying to sell you certain programs. And so they're going to push that program. This is the only way to do it. Or the keto is the best option. Or vegan is the best option. Okay, I get all that, and you may be right based on your perspective. But what I want to do is just simplify nutrition. Simplify it. The number one rule, I'm going to give you the number one rule because I don't want to be here all day talking about it. So the number one rule is calories in versus calories out. That's the number one rule, period. I don't care what nobody sold you, what nobody's told you. At the end of the day, it's caloric expenditure, meaning how many calories are you burning in a 24-hour period. That's the secret. That's step one. That should be the baseline for everything that you do or any nutrition plan that you are on, period. I don't care, low carb, high fat, you name it. It starts with caloric expenditure, caloric deficit if you're trying to lose weight, reduce body fat, and caloric surplus if you're trying to gain weight or build muscle. So that's the baseline of it. So what's the first step? The first step is very simple. You need to find out what your resting metabolic rate is. What that number means, that is the amount of calories that you burn in a 24-hour period without any activity. That's without training. If you just got up and you just sat around all day, how many calories does your body need in order to function properly? Once you have that number, for me, for example, that number is about 1,800, 1,850, somewhere right around that 1,900 calorie mark. That is my number. There's a lot of different ways you can get it. I'll put some links in the description, but you can go to bodybuilding.com. They have a very good, they call it a BMR, basal metabolic rate calculator. So that's an option. That's something that you can utilize to get this number. There's apps on your phone you can utilize to get this number. But here's what I recommend. When you get this number, do not base the number off all of your training. Do not put in there that you train high intensity and you're burning crazy amounts of calories unless you're in CrossFit or unless you're really training at a very, very, very high level. It's a very good chance you're going to overshoot. So what I mean by that is this. If I put in 5 days a week, high intensity training, strength training, all this stuff, that 1,800 or 1,850 now is going to say 2,500, 2,600. Because it's factoring in what I'm burning and then adding that to my caloric intake. In my experience, which is now 18 plus years of working with athletes, fitness competitors, and at 43 years old, still in great shape, what I've learned is it's easier to just base your caloric intake on the actual BMR without factoring in your additional training. You can monitor that as you progress, but in the beginning, it's a lot easier to simplify your math, simplify your numbers, and base it from there. So for example, let's say my caloric intake my BMR is 1,900 even. Let's just say 1,900. So what I need to know right off the top is, what is my goal? Am I trying to lose body weight? Am I trying to reduce body fat? What is my actual goal? So if I'm trying to reduce, I'm trying to get ready for a photo shoot, or I'm just trying to burn fat, I'm trying to lose weight. If that's the case, then I know I need a deficit. So at 1900, I'm going to come in about 1800, maybe even 1750, maybe even 1700 if I want to be a little more aggressive. So by having that number, that deficit, and then functioning and adding my training, whether it's 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever it may be, which is going to create an even bigger gap in your caloric deficit, which is going to get you results fast. If you start losing too fast, you can definitely increase the caloric intake. So it's an easy way to manage it. And this is what I feel the easiest way to get results. Yes, you could talk about how many carbs. Let's talk about macros. We could talk about all the things that every trainer wants to sell you. And some of those are great. I've tried every single one of them. I've tried everything from the carnivore diet, where I literally ate meat only for 30 days. Had some pretty good results. That's a whole nother video. But it wasn't something that I could sustain. It wasn't a lifestyle. I've tried keto. I've been on low carb. I've been on slow carb. I've been on, pretty much every nutrition plan out there. And I'm going to tell you, every single nutrition plan that worked, the common denominator, the common factor in every single one was a caloric deficit. Intermittent fasting, another one of my favorite. I like intermittent fasting. And what I found is I had good results. And yes, there's some digestion benefits to intermittent fasting. There are some positives. But I will tell you, at the end of the day, when you eat in an 8-hour window, for example, typically speaking, you're going to eat less calories than you will if you eat on a 16-hour eating schedule. So sometimes it's simple math. And I'm to be honest, I'm tired of listening to trainers try to make this over scientific, over analyzed. They're basically confusing people, and I just want to keep it very, very simple. Find your BMR, whatever that number is. Reduce that calorie by 100, 150, 200, whatever, as aggressive as you want to be, and still stay healthy, of course. Get one of the apps like MyFitnessPal, for example. MyFitnessPal is a great app to track your calorie intake. So if I know my number is 1900, I'm going to set it at 1700, and then on a day-to-day basis, I'm going to track everything that I consume, everything I eat, everything I drink, and I'm going to track it in the app, and the app is going to tell me when I'm close to my number. The app is going to tell me if I go over my number, and my job is to manage my caloric intake. If you just do that alone, I promise you, you will get results. I'm not saying that low carb. I'm not saying that high carb. I'm not even going into the macros, into the extra stuff. I get it. There's some truth to that. There's some benefit to understanding nutrition at that level. I understand it at every level, but I'm here to tell you that majority of my results that I have gotten have started with this simple math equation. Calories in, calories out. Simple as that. It's a gas tank on a car. If the gas tank only holds 20 gallons, if you put 20 gallons in it, you're going to break even. You're going to fill it up. If you put 25 gallons in it, it's going to spill over, aka fat. It's going to result in either a weight gain, a muscle building gain, or just increased body fat. That's it. It's that simple. Now, if that's your goal, is to build muscle, then there's some strategy to that. But with that, once again, you have to go back to the math equation. I have to have a caloric surplus, more than what my body needs, more in order to build muscle and gain weight. More. It's that simple. If you follow that simple guide, I promise you, you will have results. So what I want you guys to do, try it. Try it for 3 weeks. Try it for 4 weeks. In my world, I like to try everything for a minimum of 4 weeks, a maximum of 6. Between 4 and 6 weeks, you will know if it works. And once you get this baseline down, now you can start having fun. Now you can start looking at, okay, let me see what my body does if I lower my carbs to, 50 carbs or less per day. What is my body going to do if I increase my carbs? What if I bump my carbs up to 250 carbs a day? You can have a little bit of fun to see how your body responds. And those tricks or those nutrition programs, yes, they can be good for certain goals. Fitness competitors, they have to manage their macros and things like that. But if you're just trying to get in good shape, look good, feel good, and have a normal lifestyle, I'm telling you, this is the easiest way to do it. Determine how many calories you need on a daily basis. Either increase that to gain or decrease that to lose, and I promise you, you will have success. So I want to hear you guys' comments. I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear all the different diet plans, nutrition plans that you've tried, and tell me which ones you think work. And then I want you to try this simplified version. I have nothing to sell you. This is just a simplified version of how I work directly with my clients. This is always step one. Step 2, 3, 4, we can get into some more details. But step 1, how many calories do you need? How many calories are you eating? The reason we have obesity in this country, in the world, I won't even say in this country because now it's spreading worldwide. The reason we have obesity is very simple. People are consuming more calories than they're burning. If you keep it that simple, that's your math equation. Dial in on your math equation, get the results, track it until you get comfortable understanding your numbers, and you'll be surprised how many calories you consume on a daily basis when you start putting it into that MyFitnessPal app. You're going to learn very quick, like, whoa, that's crazy. I didn't realize I was eating that much. Exactly. Most of us don't. Serving sizes are larger than ever. Now, value meals are cheaper than ever, so you can get a lot of food for a little bit of money, but we're not realizing that that's what's leading to us killing ourselves. So tap in. I want to hear your comments. Share this with somebody that needs to hear the simplified version of nutrition, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.